I don't know, Pesca, explosive is probably a better word. I mean, they do a really good job pushing the ball down the field. They have a good run game complement, I think, with it. You got playmakers all over the place. I think they do a great job creatively with the things that they do. They're a really good offensive football team.
Looks like they do a lot of RPO, zone read.
Yeah, they do a lot of things to get the ball in the quarterback's hands quickly and get the ball to guys in space. And I think that's kind of the MO. And then they complement that with a lot of down the field shots. So it's not like you're going to be able to sit on a whole bunch of things. You got to be kind of ready for everything.
Were you guys very far out of your run fits last week?
Early in the game, no. Late in the game, I would say not very far off. I think we had a couple of things where, a guy might have gotten cut out of a gap and we didn't make it right. There were a couple of times when maybe we were in some suboptimal calls where we maybe were a little shorter in there than we wanted to be. No, I think some of those things that happened to us last week are easily correctable.
Can you describe how fun it is or maybe how big of a challenge it is for you to go against an offense that's predicated on running the ball like Oklahoma 1 week and then switch to an air raids game?
Yeah, I wish we'd go against somebody that wasn't very good once in a while. No, it's that's the Big 12. I mean, we knew that when we came here that this is Big 12, and I think that for a time there was a resurgence of defense in the Big 12, and I think there's still some very good defenses, but I think the offenses have struck back, so to speak. I mean, just the creativity that some of these teams have nowadays is incredible, and sometimes it's difficult with these new teams, and it was the same case last week for us to really know what their identity was because they didn't have a lot of tape. And I think Texas Tech is similar to that. I know obviously the things that they did at Western Kentucky, but it's a new group of personnel that they have down at Texas Tech, and so it's a challenge to get these guys early in the year.
Maybe more bust than you wanted and 34 points, but how much solace can you take from how you guys performed on 3rd and 4th down?
I think guys just played really hard. Yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. I think the big takeaway is we gave away some explosive plays that we haven't given away in just some one-on-one situations, which we knew that was going to be a challenge going in. That was the plan, is we were going to have some one-on-ones and we had to win, and there was a couple that we didn't. And then they had a really 2 series at the end of the game where we were very conservative with a lead that we just kind of allowed them to get plays down the field. I won't say allowed them, but again, the guys just played their hearts out, and if we play with that kind of energy and intensity, I think we're going to be hard to beat.
OU likes to root. Obviously, OU likes to go really fast. They went really fast against you guys. Texas Tech likes to go fast. They ran over 100 plays against Texas. Is there any kind of advantage after going fast against Oklahoma and then now you turn around and play a team like Tech?
You bet. It helps. It helps to do that a couple weeks in a row. I think that we were prepared last week for Mach 1, and we got it at times. And I don't think there were any snaps where our guys weren't aligned, which was a huge key to the game for us. We thought if we got our feet in the ground and got aligned, we'd have a chance. And we've kind of continued that prep into this week. Because 109 plays or whatever it was against Texas, 106 against Houston. Those are big numbers.
What are the main things you stress with the defense after week when you do give up more passing yards than you wanted?
Just technique. I think we had some technique errors that probably cost us. I think we had some early in the game. I think we had some communication errors that we got rectified as things went on. But it's just fundamental football. I mean, I don't think there's anything earth-shattering to. I mean, you can point at every play and say this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. It's not like we don't have a rationale or answers or things happen throughout the course of a game. Sometimes a guy does make a mistake, and we're just trying to work as best we can to prevent those before they happen.
I think Coach Klanderman hinted at it, but you expect a lot of plays on defense. Does that mean more snaps possibly for someone like Uso Samuela, who's kind of coming along for you?
Yeah. I think across the board, I think that Uso had a he's developing so much better each week. I mean, he is maybe one of the more talented people we really have. I mean, he's something special. It's hard to take Eli Huggins off the field, but yeah, he'll have to be in the rotation. We're going to have a deeper rotation at defensive end. We're hoping Nate Matlack can give us some snaps this week. We're going to have a deeper rotation at linebacker everywhere. And I think we're okay with that. I think that that's kind of the way that we practice. We distribute our reps in practice fairly evenly between the ones and the twos, so it's not like these younger guys or these other guys are not getting some of the reps or don't understand the principles. They just haven't done it as much in games. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of faces out there that you potentially could see.
Coach, you guys played substitution chess a little bit against Oklahoma. When you have a team that goes fast like Texas Tech, is there a coach that's designated to watch for those substitutions, or just kind of walk us through that process?
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's within the rules of, if they sub, they give us an opportunity to sub, and so we try to do that to sometimes we just need to get people off, and then other times we do that to try to, maybe we're trying to match their personnel. It's not always a gadget when we do it, and then, but we're not trying to be unethical with that stuff. I mean, we do it, and, we're obviously in tune to when they sub.
Coach, you played a ton of guys in this game, and some young guys got really competitive snaps. They lost some battles, and you won the game. I mean, is there anything that can replace that?
That's awesome. I'm looking at the last two series of the game, and VJ Payne played almost every snap as a true freshman, and Omar Daniels was playing significantly, and that's a valuable experience in that environment to get those guys off and running.
Do you continue to see progress from the back end of the defense, and how has that manifested itself?
We are, yeah. I think Kobe Savage is getting so much more comfortable. Josh Hayes. I mean, when people forget, those guys are really 4 games into what they do. They play with the speed of older guys, but they're really just still learning. And so the more Josh Hayes has never even played safety until earlier this year. So it's just every week we're getting stronger, we're getting better, and that's just it's galvanizing to have some ups and downs and still get a victory.
You briefly touched on it there about Kobe and the success he's had. Has his success early this season surprised you at all?
No, because of how he goes about his business. I mean, he's just always doing extra, always trying to perfect his craft. Doesn't surprise me at all. It's just his personality.
Can you go into how important communication is, especially when you're playing a team that plays as fast as Oklahoma and Texas Tech?
Yeah, and that was probably the biggest thing. That was a loud environment in Oklahoma, even when we were on defense, which we probably didn't expect as much. So we had some issues, like I said early, getting things all the way around, and it's no different here. I mean, when we're here, it's loud, and it's so we practice with noise most of the time throughout the week. Wednesday and Thursday, we do that stuff with crowd noise so that we're emphasizing some of the nonverbal things that need to happen. But yeah, if we're not on the same page, we're going to be in big trouble.
What does Texas Tech do best when they're throwing the ball?
I think because they have such big receivers, they create some matchups down the field that they draw a lot of pass interference penalties. They on some 50-50 balls because of those guys are so physical at the top of their routes. I think that because they are able to stress you vertically. Another thing that really scares you is quarterback scramble. With Donovan Smith, and I think that he is as dangerous doing that stuff as he is throwing the ball.
Knowing that Texas Tech likes to go for it on 4th down a lot, does that kind of play into your mindset at all throughout the game?
That's the way college football is now. The Texas Tech is not alone in that. I think there's a lot of teams that are doing that where, it certainly plays into how you play 3rd down. Sometimes 3rd downs and 5s are rundowns. They're base downs. And then sometimes, 3rd down and 1s are shot downs, and it's just a different kind of mentality that you have to have with 3rd down.
What kind of difference maker is Eli Huggins been?
Unbelievable, and the things that you don't maybe see on the stat sheet of him just battling in there, and is his leadership and the things that he does that way. But, Oklahoma early in the game, the very first series, I think their plan, they did a great job, Oklahoma, of climbing people up to the 2nd level and getting on backers and that stuff as good maybe as I've ever seen. And I thought they found out pretty quickly that you're not going to be able to do that when Eli's in there and leave him alone on a center, and just the fact that nobody's able to single block that guy allows us to do so much more.